and we are going to be live. So welcome everybody to a what is, I guess you call it a what is coaching webinar. My name is Todd, and my wife Alicia, who keeps popping it out of camera. There she is. She's supposed to look pretty, and then she walks away, and then there's nobody here that's pretty because it's just me that's left. So I'm going to share a screen, and I'm going to kind of talk to you guys as we go through this. So here we go. Let me, all right, so we are NC Fit Club. Can everybody see that, or do I need to move the screens around? Everybody good? Can you see everything? All right, so this is What is Coaching. This is me and Alicia. We have been coaches since 2008, because it'll be 8 years this October. I can't see my mouse, but anyway. So our journey began in 2000. Actually, I became a customer of Beachbody prior to that in 2007. And I had a really nasty accident. I was 255 pounds, which that's one of our Christmas card pictures up there in the top left. And Alicia, as you can tell, looked as hot and beautiful as she is now. So I was the one with the weight loss issues or the weight gain issues. And I had a really nasty fall off of our roof and landed 10 feet on this landscape timber. And she had to drive me to the hospital in the middle of an ice storm because it was in January. And the doctor, long story short, they ran a bunch of tests. I thought I was done for. Like I've never hurt so bad in my life as I did that day. And the doctor literally looked at me and was like, if it wasn't for the fact that you were so fat and had so much girth around my spine, you would either be paralyzed or dead.
And he didn't say fat. I said fat.
You said fat. Yeah, my wife asked, is it because he was so fat that it saved his life?
I don't think I said it that bluntly.
But you might as well have. So anyway, so that's kind of an aha moment when a doctor tells you that, hey, you've got it's kind of a good thing that it saved my life or kept me from being paralyzed. But it was also a big aha moment. So I came home that night or that day, and I was doped up on some heavy pain medication, which was kind of a fun trip, but not something you want to be on for a long time. And I remember seeing the P90X infomercial. And I remember her coming home from work, and I was like, I think I'm going to do this. And she looked at me, and she's like, you're crazy. You'll never stick with it. And rightly so, because I had tried to lose weight in the past and never stuck with it. But this was different because I'd had that aha moment. I had something that scared the you-know-what out of me to where I was like, okay, I got to do something. So then after we did P90X, we did Power 90, P90X, and then started losing a lot of weight. And the person who was assigned to me as my coach, who is still a good friend of mine named Monica, she saw that I was passionate about this, and she could tell that I loved what Beachbody represented in the programs and the transformation. And she asked me to be a coach, and it took her a long time. It took her 6 months of asking me before I signed up, and I wish I'd have signed up the day she asked me to, but I was afraid and scared, and it's going to be some of the things that we'll talk about tonight. And now 8 years later, we're coaches, both of us together. We have NC Fit Club. It's a successful company. I'm a 3-time elite coach, Success Club All-Star, which means nothing to any of you, but you'll understand it if you end up signing up as a coach. You can see the credits. None of that stuff matters except the last 3 to me. And that's the fact that we are very determined, we're very ambitious, and we like the fact that we brand ourselves as fit parents. And I also like the fact that I'm in producer of Sean T's podcast, Trust and Believe, which is a lot of fun. And those of you that follow me on Facebook, you should definitely go listen to it. It's an amazing podcast. So anyway, Beachbody, just to give you a little quick example of it, most of you probably know what Beachbody is that aren't coaches. It was founded in 1998. There's programs for everybody. As of this summer, we're actually going to have a country line dancing program, which I'm not personally that excited about. But if you like country line dancing, I think it's going to be awesome. There's size, there's hip hop abs, there's the crazy stuff, there's the not so crazy stuff. We are a direct marketing company, which I'll explain in a minute. The actual coach network, so the part that you could possibly be joining, wasn't started until 2007. And it's actually kind of an interesting 30-second story. Basically, when Carl and John Congdon, who are the founders of Beachbody, when they created their first program with Tony Horton, which was Power 90, they had an option. They said, we can either put it on the shelves at Walmart and Target and retail it, which now it's funny because the equipment is in Target and Walmart now. The programs aren't. Or we can take these people like myself and like Monica and use their word of mouth and let them be a coach network that goes out and spreads the word and actually helps these people get through these programs. and they felt like it was going to be more successful if they had a team of coaches out there promoting this stuff and helping those people get to the finish line. So when I signed up, when I bought Power 90 and P90X, I was assigned a coach, just like you are today. Anybody that buys something off the infomercials, anybody that buys something off the websites, if you don't buy it directly from a coach, you are assigned a coach. And if it wasn't, I think I would have finished the program without Monica because, like I said, I had a big aha moment, so I was pretty determined. But there were times that she got me through that journey and helped me in ways that I couldn't have done it without her. And the fact that we were doing it together, but it was still that missing element of having that coach for support, which we'll talk about in a little bit later. Next screen. Is this a pyramid scheme? This is my favorite freaking question. And it's a question that we put on here because I like to deal with this and deal with the elephant in the room, because there's some people that hear multi-level marketing or they hear direct sales and they think, oh my God, it's a pyramid scheme. So I'm going to briefly explain this, and you can either take my word for it or you can not. It's up to you. When I signed up for this, I had no intentions of getting into multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing is not what interests me. What interested me was helping people do what I did. It just so happens that we get paid on a binary compensation plan. A pyramid scheme is when you sign people up or recruit them into something, but there's no retail. You have no customers. There is no value in what you're offering them. If in this particular situation, in multi-level marketing, which has got such a bad name because of the pyramid schemes, you actually have a customer base. You actually have products that you retail. We do not make money from signing up coaches for no reason at all. If I could go out there and sign up 100 coaches tomorrow, and unless I teach them how to actually grow a business in retail and help people lose weight and get them through a challenge group and help them understand what it is to be a coach, and they don't make money, I don't make money. I don't get rewarded just for signing you up. The person that sent you to this is not going to get rewarded or get any money. They're not going to get one single penny for signing you up unless they help you be successful, which means you actually retail. A legitimate MLM, multi-level marketing business, is when you build a team and you actually build a customer base, and the two of them work together. It's no different than the CEO of Verizon, who has district managers, who then have regional managers, who then have store managers, who then have salespeople on the floor. If I was to draw that diagram behind me on that whiteboard, corporate America is a pyramid scheme. You can come into this business at any time. You could sign up in this business tomorrow and make more money than me and be somewhere on my team in my downline, which I hate that term because everybody hears downline, they think pyramid scheme. But I'm just going to say you could be a member of our team, or whoever. Everybody that's on this call right now is a member of our team. You could be anywhere on our team and make more money than me and have been doing it for less time than me. This is not a pyramid scheme. It's whatever you put into it, you get out of it. This business is about changing people's lives. We had a call last night with our coaches. This is about helping people figure out what's wrong in their head that's got them all twisted up and is keeping them from living the life that they want to live from a fitness and nutrition standpoint. You just happen to get compensated because of out of a binary compensation plan. I can promise you that the Verizon, as a matter of fact, we had a good friend of ours in town who is a district manager for Chipotle, the restaurant chain. Everybody, I don't know if you guys love Chipotle as much as I do, but we were sitting there talking about Chipotle, and I asked her, I said, do you guys get bonuses? And she said, yeah, we get bonuses based off of how many customers we can serve, how well, how well we stay within our budget, what our satisfaction rate is, and all these other things. And she was talking about how she gets quarterly bonuses based off of the way her team performs. This is no different. In network marketing, you get bonuses and you get paid off the way your team performs. But if you don't teach your team how to perform, you don't make any money. And your team doesn't perform unless they retail. So it is not a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is when I sign you up, I get paid $25 or $100, and then I don't never talk to you again, and you're just signed up, and you're paying for your DirecTV or your AT&T or your Verizon through the company, but you're not retailing anything. That's a pyramid scheme. I had to say a legal disclaimer. That's all I know. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of them out there that are kind of shady. If Beachbody shut down tomorrow, I'm not going to go find another MLM business. It just happens to be that this is an MLM business that I'm passionate about. So anyway, next one. What is a coach? So everybody thinks that in order to be a Beachbody coach, you have to look a certain way. You have to have the perfect physique. You have to know everything about every single push-up and form and what techniques and different things like that. That is not true. For Beachbody, to be a Beachbody coach, you just have to be a regular person. You don't have to be a fitness expert. You don't have to be a nutritionist. All you have to do is be a person that wants to be healthy. You need to have a desire to want to help other people. I would encourage you, hopefully, that you're going to be a driven and determined person. You need to be somebody that drinks Shakeology and works out on a regular basis. And you need to be somebody who wants to lead by example. I don't care if you're 250 pounds or if you're 85 pounds. It does not matter what you look like as a coach. A coach is strictly somebody who supports that person, somebody that encourages that person. In a lot of cases, if you yourself are somebody that has weight to lose, you are their co-pilot. A lot of coaches will sign up on our team who have 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, or even more pounds to lose. And they'll be like, I don't know, I gotta look a certain part. I need to finish a program. It's not true. You can actually sign up to be a coach and have people go on the journey with you and be like, hey, I'm a coach. I'm going on this journey. I want somebody to go on this journey with me. And I would love it if you guys would join me in this challenge group, because I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to help you lose whatever weight you want to lose. And you hold each other accountable, and you don't have to know all the answers to their questions, because you have a team of people, which we'll talk about in a second, that will help you find the answers if you don't have them. And on the screen there is Mallory Pope, who's a fairly new coach. She's actually the wife of one of the coaches on my team, and she just went Emerald, and that was her before and after, which I think is amazing. And then, of course, you're going to see a lot of pictures of us and Sean, just because we're good friends with him, and I just love the guy, so I put him in there. Next one. How do we make money? So you make 25% commission off of any retail sales. So a bag of Shakeology, for example, those of you that are on Shakeology as customers, you know how much you're spending. It's $129. Your coach is making $29.95, or basically $30 off of that bag of Shakeology. It's 25% of whatever the retail value is. We have team cycle bonuses, fast start bonuses, matching bonuses. That's stuff that I'm not going to spend hours explaining to you now, but I'll just go back to my Chipotle and Verizon examples, and that's what those things are. There's Star Diamond Leadership bonuses, plus you get everything at cost. So basically, you pay coach price for anything you buy. Your Shakeology drops $30. Anything you buy drops 25%. When a new program comes out, you're paying 25% off of retail. They're not making any money off of you. Nobody's making money off of you. You're paying wholesale price for anything that you buy. And you can cancel at any time. You do not have to have a box of size DVDs sitting in your garage. You don't have to prepay or buy a bunch of inventory. Whenever somebody buys something from you, they go to your website, which Beachbody gives you, which we'll talk about in a second. They order it from your website. It's shipped to them. You don't have to buy a box of DVDs and then ship them out when you sell them. There's also no quotas. Kind of what I said earlier. You really are just sitting there looking pretty. I feel bad.
No, go ahead.
Jump in here and talk anytime, girl.
Good.
There's no quotas. You don't have to, I'm not going to sit there and go, all right, let me pick somebody just so I got a name. All right, Russ, I need you to sell 25, max 30 DVDs in this month. If you don't sell any DVDs, that's on you. That just means you didn't make any money. I'm not going to worry about what your quotas are, because there are none. Next thing, we get rewarded for helping people. On this picture, we have these Success Club trips every March, and we earn Success Club points, which basically pays for our trips. And we've been on a trip every year for the last 5 or 6 years. 6 years. We've been on 3 cruises: Bahamas, Disney, Cancun, Mexico. That's it. And plus, we've taken trips with Beachbody money that we've made. We've gone to Hawaii. We've done a bunch of stuff. But every single trip that we've ever gone on, the only thing we've ever had to pay for was airfare. And normally we get money back on that, because we'll earn $300 to $500 travel cash. Everything else has been paid for. The SS Beachbody, which is in the top left corner, we just got back from that a couple weeks ago. It was an amazing cruise. Didn't spend a single dime other than what we wanted to spend on food. On drinks, not food. Food was included, but we did spend some money on some drinks. So that was all paid for except for whatever we wanted to do outside of that. And I will say this, for those of you that have kids and that are parents, whether you're a single parent or married, it doesn't matter. This business, when you talk about being rewarded for helping people, this business has changed our lives from a standpoint of being able to do things for our daughter and with our daughter that we could have never done.
Or that we didn't do as kids.
Yeah, I mean, I never went on – my parents never took me on cruises. She's been on 2 cruises. She's been to the Atlantis, Bahamas. She's been to Disney World how many times?
Who knows?
God knows how many times she's been to Disney World. I mean, this kid has traveled and done more things than anybody else. I've got Uber pictures of her with every celebrity trainer and all this other crap. And I mean, she's done everything. And my mom is always like, I can't believe what you guys do for her. And it's honestly because of this business. This business has completely changed our family's life. So when, that's not to be taken lightly when you actually look at that screen and it says being rewarded for helping others, because as a parent, there's not a feeling that's better than doing something for your kid and being able to do stuff for them that you weren't able to do as a kid yourself. So who are we? Based off these pictures, we're a pretty wild crew. We have a lot of fun. We have a very strong family environment. We're extremely supportive. We try to nurture leaders. And when I say try, I mean, we can't, we want you guys to be leaders. We nurture that. And it's up to you to step up to the plate and be the leaders for your teams as you start to grow your business. And we're all entrepreneurs. When we started off with this business in 2008, I remember telling her when I came home one night and I said, I'm going to sign up to be a coach. And the first words out of her mouth was, oh, great. How much is that going to cost us? And it's $15.95 a month, $16 a month, which you're going to see in a second. And she's like, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to sign up as a coach. You can do it all you want. I don't care. And then
I said it just like that.
Sounded exactly like this could have been a ventriloquist act. It was so dead on at what she sounded like. So after about a couple of months, she went to the first Beachbody summit that we'd ever been to, which was a coach summit. And she went and something happened and the switch got flipped. And I remember she was texting me because we were sitting in different sections because I was a diamond coach and she was just a little old, whatever at the time because she didn't want to do it. Remember, she didn't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. So then all of a sudden I get these text messages and she's like, oh my gosh, we could actually do something with this. Like she's texting me these ideas based off what she's hearing. And then you fast forward to now and it's like to see where NC Fit Club, which is the name we came up with 8 years ago, has developed into an S corporation. We pay estimated taxes and we file and it's like, holy crap, like this is a business. But when we first signed up, we were giving our log in to anybody that wanted it. And I remember telling people, oh, I don't want to make money. I just want to help you. And it was like I didn't have the mindset of understanding what being an entrepreneur was all about. I didn't actually believe enough in myself. Neither one of us did to actually think that we could do something with this business and make money at it. And it took us a couple of years. One of my coaches that's on here tonight, Andrew, asked me that question last night. He was like, how long did it take you before you realized that this was a legitimate business and you could do something with it? And I would say it was probably 2 to 3 years into it. Now, a lot of coaches, that was back old school. That was before we had all the stuff we have now. Most of the time, within the first year, it hits you in the first 6 months to a year that you're like, oh, wow. When you file taxes and you're like, wow, I made this much money, and you realize that it's a legitimate business. And I will tell you that being self-employed, I will never, ever, ever go back to work for anybody ever again. And within the next couple of months, neither will she. We've been able to get her cut down to 2 days a week at a dentist's office. She's a dental assistant. She's been in dentistry since she was 16. She loves it, but I'm ready for her to be home on Mondays and Tuesdays, and that's about to happen. So just keep that in mind. That's who we are. How we help you. When you sign up as a coach, you have access to all of our trainings. I have spent hours and hours and hours and weeks and months putting together what we now have, which is a Coach Basics email training system. It emails you training every day. You have simple little homework assignments. It teaches you stuff. You interact with the person that brought you in. The training will walk you through every single step of the process. We do social media training. We have guest speakers. We're having our very first leadership retreat this September, which I'm excited about. So we're having a bunch of our diamond coaches come down for a leadership retreat. We do weekly Zoom calls and a whole bunch more. Just all kinds of stuff. We do one-on-one calls. I mean, we're constantly interacting with our coaches. Those that want to work the business have our attention all the time. Next. So This is actually went by pretty quick. I'm actually happy with this. Let me see if I can move. I can't see the mouse. That's the problem. Let me move this over a little bit. All right. So, all right. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let me try to minimize this.
I don't know if you can move that up in this way.
How about this? There we go. So now you don't have to worry about it. You're not seeing our pretty faces, but it doesn't matter. So I've given you pretty much everything in a very short, compact period of time about what coaching is. And I'm going to open this up for questions. But as far as what's next, whoever invited you to this webinar is going to follow up with you. Basically, I mentioned it a second ago. The only fees that we pay are $15.95 a month business fees. So it's $16 a month. And what that covers is it covers all your websites, because you have a Shakeology site, a Ultimate Reset site, and a Beachbody Coach site. All three are your retail sites where people can go and purchase the stuff from you. If somebody gets a bag of Shakeology and they open it up and it's popped open and there's Shakeology powder everywhere, they call Beachbody. Beachbody fixes it. They replace the bag. You don't have to deal with it. As far as signing up goes, you can either sign up for $40, which is dirt cheap, or you can get the $40 waived when you buy a challenge pack. So you can either pay the $40 now, and then like if you've already got the programs that you want, the challenge pack's not an option or not something that you're interested in, you can pay the $40, sign up, get on Shakeology, and you're set. If not, you can buy a challenge pack. It's a extremely better deal than anything else that's out there. It's a huge savings, at least a minimum of $40 to $50. And then when you get the challenge pack, you get Shakeology and you don't have to pay the $40. If there's anybody that watches this or is on here now that's in the military discount is you don't pay any monthly fee. So you can sign up. You don't have to pay the $16 a month, nothing. You get all the benefits of being a coach without having to pay the $16 a month just for being being military. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I'm going to come back. And I did that in under 30 minutes. That's awesome. So there it is, laid out in its most simplistic form that I can possibly lay it out in. Does anybody have any questions at all? And please don't be afraid, because there are no dumb questions, and we'd be more than happy to answer them.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because our internet's acting up. Okay, this is for more towards Lauren Russell. So they just bought a challenge pack beginning of.
It's been a month now, yeah.
Almost a month.
Yep.
So wasn't there something where they could get that $40, they could sign up and then they could go back and get it waived or do something like that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be within 31 days, but I think we could probably try to make a phone call and see what we could do.
Okay.
Absolutely. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody want lottery numbers? I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anybody want to know the secret to life? I'll tell you. I'm kidding. Anybody? Questions? Everybody, all right, that's cool. I love getting on here and nobody has a question. It's so fun to just sit here. It's like people are just staring at you and you're just like.
I've got a question, Todd.
Go ahead.
Hey, I was a little late. I was putting my girl to bed. Could you start over? Sorry, I got jokes. All right, I'm out.
No, you're good. Well, I'll tell you what. If you don't have any questions, that's cool. Hopefully, we've answered some questions for you. The biggest thing was I wanted to respect you guys' time and keep this to 30 minutes or less, which we have done. We did it in 26 minutes, which is awesome. The one thing I'll end on this, because I want to end with you walking away having at least some kind of a feeling of what we are all about. Our whole entire team culture is about, and I've been preaching this for a lot these last couple of months with our coaches. Our number one goal, if you decide to be a coach, is two things: to help you figure out what it is that is not where you want it to be in your life from a fitness, nutrition, and financial standpoint. So like if you got kids and you got credit card debt and you've got a $500 credit card payment that you want to get rid of, then that's what I want to work with you on. That's what your coach wants to work with you on. That's what we as a team want to help you do. In addition to that, as a coach, you got 30 pounds to lose. I want to help. I want to see you figure out what that 30 pounds represents. As coaches and as the team culture that we do on this team and the people that invited you to this webinar, our whole thing is helping people figure out what their issues are from a standpoint. If you tell me you got 30 pounds to lose, what does that 30 pounds represent? Because it all boils down to some type of an emotional connection to something. And it's our job to teach you guys as coaches how to help people understand what it is that gets in their way and what it is that's caused them to yo-yo diet, what it is that's caused them to go up and down, lose weight, succeed, fail, or sometimes not even succeed at all. We told a story last night about a lady that we met in Target one day near the dressing room. She walked up to me. We had a 15-minute conversation. I did not know this woman from Adam. She walked up to me because I had a Max 30 shirt on or something similar to this, and we started talking because she was familiar with the program. By the end of the 15-minute conversation, she had told me that she wanted to lose 30 pounds. We figured out that the whole 30 pounds for her represented a lot of emotional baggage that she had dealt with for the last 8 years after a nasty breakup when her boyfriend had cheated on her. And all she wanted to do was lose that 30 pounds and set up a profile on Match.com. She wanted it so bad that when she was talking to me about it, she was literally bawling her eyes out by the end of this conversation. I was a complete stranger 15 minutes before that part of the conversation. Over those period of 15 minutes, we got to know each other. I asked her questions. I was somebody that actually cared enough to talk to her about things that nobody else was talking to her about and help her figure out what it was she really wanted to get done. And that 30 pounds became very crystal clear to her for the first time ever to what she wanted and what it looked like. Once you help somebody realize what their goal looks like, and that could be a financial goal for you as a coach and starting a business, or it could be a weight loss goal for you, whether it's 30 pounds or 150 pounds, I don't care what it is. Every single goal that you set as a coach or a customer has an emotional connection to it. And it's that emotional connection that's going to keep you on track and motivated. The emotional connection is what's always missing when you fail. The emotional connection is what made me succeed when I fell off the roof. When the doctor told me I was so fat that it saved my life and kept me from being paralyzed, that was my emotional connection. When a father tells me that they don't want their child to be at their funeral when they're 50 because this particular guy was at his father's funeral when he was 16 years old, and he tells me that he doesn't want his son to be at his funeral in 9 years because the guy was 41 years old, that's a pretty strong emotional connection. That's what we do as coaches. We help people figure out what's going on up here so that everything else kind of takes care of itself. And that's true financially. That's true fitness-wise, nutrition-wise. It encompasses every part of your life. If one part of your life is out of whack, if you have crazy credit card bills and you're living paycheck to paycheck, I can promise you whatever's causing that to be happening is spilling over into other areas of your life. It's affecting your marriages. It's affecting your relationship with your kids. It's affecting relationships with friends. It's affecting things you're doing at work. Everything feeds off of everything, and it just takes one bad cancer cell to get in there and mess it all up for everybody else and for everything else that you have going on. When you figure out what that cancer cell is that's messing up everything in your life, you can fix it. And that's what coaching is all about. It's more than just fitness and nutrition. It's about figuring this out up here. It's why I like doing Sean's podcast. That's why when we do coaching, we talk about personal development. If you decide to be a coach, you're going to grow as a person. You're going to become a better person because in order to help other people, you've got to be a better version of yourself. Every single coach on this call that I'm looking at on this screen, I can promise you, Ryan, Jordan, Eric, Derek, Chad, Andrew, who I've barely known, and his girlfriend, all of them. Every single coach on this call right now, I promise you, is a better person than the day they signed up. They have grown and become more educated in personal development than they were the day they signed up. So when you hear me say that to you, those of you that are thinking about doing this, that should excite you. You should be excited at the possibility of becoming a better person and changing people's lives. Because when somebody walks up to you and says, thank you, let me see, Russ, for example. Russ, when somebody walks up to you and is like, dude, you helped me get off my blood pressure medication. You helped me lose that 15 pounds. You helped me take my shirt off at the beach and feel better about the way I looked. You helped me not be insecure around my wife at night when I take my shirt off at getting in bed. Like, dude, that's a pretty cool feeling. And then you have to remind them that they're the ones that did the work. All you were doing was being their accountability partner and their cheerleader. And you got rewarded for it in more ways than you'll ever know. So it's an amazing feeling. So I'm going to end on that. The person that sent you this and invited you to this is going to follow up with you. I hope that I get to meet you, Russ, and talk to you in person. I also hope I get to talk to Camilla, if I'm saying that right, and whoever else is on here, Amanda, and people I don't recognize, Andrea, and people that are on the phone. There's a lot of people on here. If I didn't say your name, don't take it personal. I'm trying to read everybody else. I hope we get to know you. I hope you join this team, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with this. All right, guys, having a great Thursday night. We'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks, Todd.
Bye. Peace out.